Hello and welcome. Well, a few weeks ago I was doing some yard work and broke my foot. And I was in the middle of doing some kitchen remodeling. And that kind of slowed me down, so I've been gone for about 3 weeks, I guess. Anyway, last video I did, or maybe the one before the last one, I put new lighting on my mill. I had this light here. It was mounted right here, and it really was not ideal. It created some shadows and a head bump. So I had 2 of them on there, and it was a lot of light, but it wasn't really where I needed it. So then somebody suggested these things, and it's a good second choice. I call them sewing machine lights. I got a magnet on them. And a little flexible shaft. You can put them about anywhere you want. And it works all right. Definitely better than the other lights I had. But then somebody told me about this. Like for putting on headlights or something, they're a ring light. And they're low voltage. I think they're 12 to 24 volts. Let me look again. Yeah, 12 to 24 volts. I think I got them on eBay, but I'll put a link in the description. But they're pretty neat lights. I got one hooked up to a power supply. Just a little power block. And it's 12 volt. I'm not sure, maybe it would be brighter if it was 24 volt. A friend of mine named Haas Anderson recommended these. Let me get the camera up close. Okay, the idea is you can mount them around your quill and eliminate all shadows. It's not extremely bright, but I did a little experiment where I put tape around it, and it took away a lot of the glare, and I really think it was good lighting. So we're going to modify this. He said he stuck his with 2-sided tape to the bottom of his quill, but he must have a larger quill. So it has some peel and stick tape on it. But I'm going to make a little steel ring to go around it to block the light on the side and to make it mount on here. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I've got these incredibly strong little hook magnets. I'm going to cut the hook off of them. It's got a little extended area there. I'm going to drill a hole in it and press it into that piece of metal. And then there's a little machined area on the side of my mill here that it'll just stick to, just like that. And I'm going to make that steel ring. We just weld the steel ring to the end of that so it'll hold my little light right there. I think it'll work out good. Two, five, 6 or 7. I just reamed that with a 1/over reamer. I'm hoping that some paint on there is a little tougher than I thought. Hoping I can press that in there. I don't really want to press it in there now because I'm going to be welding on it. If I have to, I'll chuck that in the lathe and turn it down with metal, or with a magnet in it. It'll get kind of weird, but do what I got to do. Anyway, the next step is to take this 4-inch thick wall pipe and open the inside up to where that fits right in there. And I'll weld that right there. I don't want it seated in the bottom of my jaws, that way I can run a tool through there and clean it up. That's it. We're good. Okay, I got a feeling when I clean up the rust, that'll slip right in there. What I'm hoping for is it won't. So I can leave a little ledge that'll hold it in there. But if it slips through, I'll glue it in. Maybe it'll just force in there. I believe it will. Probably shouldn't have pressed that in there because I got to weld that. You know, if it presses in easy, I'll just knock it back out. Boy, that's a good magnet. Looks like about halfway. I need to mill part of that off. I'll press those out and do that. Well, that's not bad. Probably extend the quill just a little bit. I like it. Well, there it is without the external light. Definitely puts the light where you need it. And then here's with my 2 additional auxiliary lights. I think that's perfect. Can't have too much light. Here's the little sewing machine lights. They got a magnetic base. Pretty handy. I wish this was a little bit longer, but definitely handy. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Thanks for joining me. Be sure and subscribe and ring that bell. Oh, and I'll have more cutoff tools and tap wrenches on my web store probably next week. Anyway, thanks again.